So, Dean, obviously great 3 points against Gillingham at the weekend, but at top of the table clash, 2-0 down at home. What went through your mind?
Well, to be honest, Richard came over to me and was talking at 2-0 down, and I wasn't displeased with how we were playing. I just felt that we'd made a couple of mistakes that had given them goals, and you can't do that against any team, let alone the team that's top of the table at the time. If we would have gone in 0-0 at half time, I'd have said we've done okay, but can play better. But then the transformation that we got from just one goal from the players, it gave them such confidence, and we was unfortunate not to go in level, because the standard of our play after we scored was another level, and we were certainly very good after that.
Good, and great that Kieran Morris pulled the one back, the first goal back, his first goal of the season here at Walsall. So he's pleased, and it's his first start, wasn't it, for a few games? Yeah,
it was. He started at Wigan a few weeks ago, and we drew 0-0 there. I didn't think he was as good as he could have been that day, but Saturday it was a great performance from him, and one what we want to see regular. He's a really good finisher. He's got great touch, great awareness, and I just want him to bring that in on a more consistent basis now, and because his game will always be about scoring goals and creating assists for others.
So obviously, personally, he's looking to be down the starting 11 every game from now on, isn't he? Well, like all players are.
Yeah, he is, and it's tough at the moment for all of them, because I've got an abundance of riches with the players at my disposal, and Anthony Ford, Milan Lalkovic, and Kieran Morris, Jordan Cook. 4 players who can play in wide areas, and all 4 of them are giving me problems at the moment.
Of course, Milan back on the score sheet again, but the one that's probably the biggest smile probably to your face and certainly to his was, of course, Jason Demetriou, who you've been taunting a little bit, saying when you're going to score. When we last spoke at the press conference before Gillingham, I said, "Is it just round the corner?" You said yes.
Yeah.
And of course, he got the winner for you.
No, that's right, and I was pleased for him, and he's took a bit of stick because he's dedicated it to me, so the lads have been hammering him a little bit, but it was a great finish, and it just shows that we've got 2 fullbacks, one crossing and one finishing in the box in the last minute of a game, and it just shows how aggressive we are now in trying to get wins.
Okay, and also news on George Evans. Good news from Man City. I understand that they've said he can play against Fleetwood on Saturday.
Yeah, that was the agreement, that he can play in the FA Cup as well, and that's pleasing for him, because these young players, they come to play football games, and he wants to play as many as he can, and we've got the nod from Man City, so that's really pleasing, because he's been an integral part of it the last 3 games. He's scored 2 in 3 games, and has put in really good performances.
And of course, FA Cup Fleetwood Saturday. You could have had probably a slightly better draw maybe in this round, but obviously you're up against them. They're in the same league. Will you make any changes? Will you do anything different, do you think?
There certainly won't be anything different in terms of how we prepare for the game. People will say that my team's been different every week anyway. No, we'll treat it exactly the same. It's a big game for us. We want a cup run. It's something that in the FA Cup especially that the club's been lacking over the recent history, and something they would like to put right. We've got a home draw, which is what you want first and foremost, but we've got a tough game. Crossed swords with Stephen Presley a few times when he was manager at Coventry, and we knew we was always in for the tough game.
And just back to the league, you're top there. You're doing so well, especially with teams like you mentioned, like Coventry around you, Wigan, Millwall, Sheffield United. To be on top, it must give you guys an absolute great buzz.
Yeah, it does. It gives us, fills us with a lot of confidence after 16 games. To be sat at the top is a great achievement for us all. But there's a long way to go still, and we know we have to replicate that first 16 games in the next 16 now, and hopefully try and be there in May.
And great news as well, personally and for the club, that Tom Bradshaw, of course your top goal scorer, has been called up finally to the first 11 for Wales. That must have been his confidence.
Yeah, I'm really pleased for him, because he deserves it. He's worked very hard. His record since he's come here has been phenomenal, and it's quite funny that it's come at a time when he's not been as free scoring as he has been all the way through. And but his work rate on Saturday was outstanding against Gillingham, and he occupies 2 centre backs all the time and gives opportunities for other players.
And because of that, you've got 3 players on international duty now, so you've got a 2-week break, which is probably sometimes for Walsall doesn't always happen. But is that a hindrance, or does it help us?
Only time will tell. we've obviously got a bit of momentum at the moment, but you wouldn't want to go and play these games without your best players. And it was interesting to hear Jimmy Floyd-Hasselbank talk about the international breaks, and maybe if the Prem and the Championship are having the games off, then so should League One and League Two.
Of course, Antonio Poulis, the Baggies manager, he's commented on them as well, hasn't he? Saying he's got, is it the third international break in about 3 months or something?
Yeah, it is, and it's we lost our first game of the season against Bury when we was out without Jason and Neil Etheridge, and it can affect your team, that's for sure.